friends, it's Agnes coming to you with another project. This time we are going to have fun with cardboard. Are you ready? My goal is to use those cardboard pieces that I have left over from my Amazon box and create somehow a rectangular shape of my frame. I am going to try to create a medium-sized frame. Well, I'm going to use my cutting board that I always have in my craft area to simply let me make the nice straight lines, and of course trace that with my knife, the utility knife. That I had my top and the bottom pieces of my cardboard a little bit longer, but that's okay. For the application that I would like to use on, it is actually fine. So as you notice is I do wanted to bring some twigs into this project. And of course, before I start filling all up, I would like to reinforce my connections with the twigs to make sure that my frame is nice and solid. Now we need to figure out how do we want it to arrange them. I do have a good amount of those twigs, but as I was looking at my pile, I decided that the easiest way, and I think in my eyes more creative way, is to simply break them into smaller pieces and then try to get them as close as I can possibly can. And of course, even if there are some openings and there's some cardboard showing, I'm not really worried about it because I do have different widths of my twigs. Plus, I do have other plan for those areas. And as you can see, is the frame is nicely filling it out. And of course, there are still, as I mentioned earlier, some cardboard pieces showing, but we'll take care of that later. So now it is time to figure out what can we do with the background of my frame. I do have on the side a little piece of the chicken wire that I decided to install on the back of my frame. And I'm thinking right now, as I am cutting my chicken wire, how am I going to mount them? And I think the jumbo popsicle sticks will do the work for me with a good amount of the hot glue. I really have no desire of putting anything on that chicken wire, so that should do its job. Of course, as I was installing the chicken wire, some of the wooden branches and the twigs actually fell out, but that's okay. I'm going to glue them again. I guess it was not good. So now it's time to decorate. You know, if you follow me for some time, we do love to make flowers, and I do have a lot of them that I can possibly use. And it seems like every single one of them that we made, either from crepe paper or the my coffee filters, everything should have been working, perfectly fine in here. But I'm looking for a little bit more of a statement. So I think I am going to make one more flower and try to incorporate 3 of them. It is so funny as I'm watching myself even rearranging all of them, but I think I'm going to stick with those 2 and then introduce a 3rd one. So, yeah, I'm trying to find a common theme and common colors. So, okay, let's clear up our table and let's move on. So, what I like to do is just collect my coffee filters, and I do like my flowers to be full, so I am aligning 9 coffee filters, I think 9 or 10. But of course, there are certain ways. So what I like to do is keep the bottom of my colors being a greener portion. So it sort of imitates the leaf. So directions are easy to make that flower. All what you got to do is just simply make the harmonica, flip-flopping each side and then tying it all together in the middle and then slowly opening all up. Here is the fun part. So as you open your leaves up, make sure that you're not going to pull too hard. You just take your time. Of course, as you can see, I ripped, but that's okay. I'll just fix it here and there. Thank goodness the flower is tight and it is not going to really show much of my hot glue. So yay, finally the flower is done, and now it's time to figure out its alignment. So all what I'm trying to do in here is find a common element and figure out which flower is going to be, positioned and where, so they don't overwhelm each other. As much as I love my big sunflower made out of the crepe paper, I feel it does not have enough of the volume for the rest of 2 that I have. So I decided to bring another one that it has a little bit more happening in it. And I think right now I am content. I'm just going to add a little bit of the green leaves and we are good to go. If you are curious how to make those flowers, the other 2 that are in the picture, you would need to check all my videos either on YouTube or on Facebook. All tutorials are there. Hey, I'm so happy I finally made it work. It's time to add a little bit of the hot glue here and there to make sure that they are going to nowhere. And of course, glue my leaves, and then I am ready to enjoy my frame. And I cannot wait to show you the pictures. Wow, I was so excited about the choices of my flowers and all that placement that I completely forgot that I still have a little bit of the cardboard showing. So Guess what? I am going to bring a little bit of my Spanish moss and fill the spaces out together with the little spots in between my flowers. I wonder what you think about that idea. Of course, I was so busy playing with my flowers and a frame that I completely forgot to pay attention to my hot glue flyaway. So I learned that from you. With a little bit of a help from the heat gun or the hair dryer, you can easily remove them. And just like that, my frame is done. I am so pleased with the final effect. So let's enjoy those pictures together. Enjoyed this video and I inspired you to create one for yourself. Again, thanks for watching. Till next time.